Welcome to Map Your Mind. Travel through the world with your brain. Off the western coast of Africa, where the Atlantic Ocean stretches wide and wild, lies a cluster of volcanic islands with a history as rich and layered as the waves that kiss their shores. This is Cape Verde, an archipelago forged by fire and water, shaped by winds and resilience, and inhabited by a people whose spirit refuses to be broken. These islands may seem small on a map, but their story roars with the echoes of empires, migrations, and a culture that dances between continents and centuries. Long before the arrival of the Portuguese in the 15th century, Cape Verde was a silent witness to the relentless forces of nature. For thousands of years, these islands floated uninhabited, sculpted by volcanic eruptions, caressed by ocean currents, and battered by fierce trade winds. There were no villages, no tribes, just raw, rugged landscapes and the eternal rhythm of the sea. This pristine isolation would soon come to an end, forever changing the course of Cape Verde's destiny. In 1456, Portuguese explorers sailing down the West African coast stumbled upon these islands. They saw strategic value, an ideal stopover for ships traveling between Europe, Africa, and the burgeoning colonies in the Americas. The islands became a vital hub in the early days of European exploration and trade. Soon, settlers arrived, bringing with them crops, livestock, and a brutal new chapter: the transatlantic slave trade. Cape Verde's geographic position made it a crossroads, but also a holding ground for enslaved Africans. Ships carried countless souls through these islands, some destined for the Americas, others left behind to build a new life in an alien land. From this tragic beginning, a unique Creole culture emerged, an extraordinary blend of African heritage and Portuguese colonial influence. This fusion gave birth to a language, music, and identity that still pulse through Cape Verde today. Life on the islands was a constant test of endurance. The volcanic soil was fertile in some places, but droughts and harsh climates often made survival difficult. Volcanic eruptions scarred the landscape, reminding inhabitants of nature's raw power. Despite these hardships, the people adapted, raising goats on rocky hillsides, fishing the rich Atlantic waters, and nurturing a close-knit community. Music became the soul's language. Morna, with its haunting melodies and bittersweet lyrics, carried stories of longing, love, and exile. Cesaria Evora, the barefoot diva from Mindelo, became the global voice of Cape Verde, weaving the island's soul into every note. Through her music, the world glimpsed the heartache and beauty of a people who straddled continents and cultures. As the centuries unfolded, Cape Verdeans faced waves of hardship. Famine and disease swept through the islands multiple times in the 18th and 19th centuries, pushing many to leave in search of better lives. This diaspora would grow, stretching from New England to Europe and Africa, making Cape Verde one of the world's most widely dispersed peoples. Even so, those who left never forgot their homeland, keeping its traditions alive through stories, songs, and festivals. The 20th century ushered in a wave of political awakening, inspired by global movements for freedom and self-determination. Cape Verdeans began to challenge colonial rule. Amilcar Cabral emerged as a towering figure, visionary, intellectual, and strategist. He fought not only for independence, but for a future built on education, unity, and dignity. Though Cabral was assassinated before independence, his legacy galvanized the movement. On July 5, 1975, Cape Verde declared its independence from Portugal. The archipelago stepped onto the world stage, a young nation with hopes as vast as the ocean that surrounds it. From that moment, democracy, peace, and development became guiding stars. Unlike many nations, Cape Verde has enjoyed remarkable political stability. It has no standing army, choosing instead to invest in education, health, and infrastructure. Its economy thrives on tourism, agriculture, and the hard work of its diaspora sending remittances home. The islands continue to balance tradition with modernity, maintaining a strong cultural identity while embracing the future. Cape Verdean culture is a vibrant mosaic, from the colorful festivals filled with dance and music to the culinary delights blending African, Portuguese, and Brazilian influences. It is a celebration of hybridity and resilience. The island's language, Cape Verdean Creole, is spoken daily by nearly everyone, its lilting tones a testament to centuries of cultural blending. The natural beauty of Cape Verde is breathtaking. Volcanic peaks like Pico do Fogo rise dramatically from the sea, offering challenging climbs and panoramic views. Sandy beaches stretch along azure waters, home to sea turtles and migrating whales. The island's diverse ecosystems attract scientists and nature lovers alike. But Cape Verde's story is not just one of survival, it's one of transformation. The government has invested heavily in renewable energy, aiming to power the nation sustainably through wind and solar. Education programs seek to empower youth and connect them with global opportunities. The country's artists, writers, and filmmakers continue to bring Cape Verdean stories to the world stage. Fun fact, Cape Verde is one of the only countries in the world where the national language widely spoken by nearly everyone is not the official language. Portuguese is official, but Cape Verdean Creole is the language of the people's hearts and homes. So next time you see this tiny archipelago on a map, don't underestimate it. Cape Verde is a story of fire and water, of pain and poetry, of exile and homecoming. It is a testament to human resilience and creativity, a land where the past and present dance on the edge of the Atlantic. Where will your mind travel next?